Hi, I'm Becky, and I've been asked to share some thoughts and a blessing for Robin's journey. It's difficult to speak of Robin without mentioning Bill, a devoted couple who seem to never be apart. So in your mind, when I say Robin, just think and Bill. We met Robin 12 years ago when we called about Minnie as a paddock mate for our horse. And in true Robin fashion, she took us shopping around to other ponies and helped us decide that we would like a smaller one. She sold us our Ringo for a pittance. Our friendship took off from there. One time, very early in our friendship, we stopped by to see Ringo before we moved where we would have him. He was only 6 months old. We mentioned we were on the way to the beach with Atticus, our son, who was 7. Robin says, "Oh, you like the beach, do you?" And yes, well, just a minute. And she returns and puts the keys to the gorgeous Oakra house in her hand. Tells us how to get there, and that was just Robin's heart, the way she was. We could all fill hours reciting the many ways the Bells have bestowed their generosity on us. But more tangible sharing, it was the sharing of their friendship and spirit that was the gift that kept on giving. Steve and I had so much fun with Robin and Bill camping together, comforting each other when hard times came, lots and lots of laughter. They've truly been fauna for us and our family. Robin has been such an amazing friend, as she has for most of you here today. I'll forever have a Robin-sized hole in my heart. People who work in the end of life world frequently say that people die as they lived. Robin, up to just before the end of her journey, would doze off or have her eyes shut. You never really knew, because as sure as you thought she was sleeping, she'd add something to the conversation. She'd pipe up with a, "Who wants a coffee or tea?" Most of us mere mortals would have given up our hostess with the mostess role long before Robin. Not her. But she still saw the beauty around her and would comment on the gorgeousness of the days. She would laugh out loud when she found a conversation amusing, just a couple days before she died, on the heels of a rather lewd yet funny exchange going on around her. I saw her goose Bill as he walked by. And for that final month, there was no dancing around the end stage of life she was in. She could speak of it and put in her 2 cents about her desires. Her openness allowed her loved ones to acknowledge their grief with her, which was such a beautiful gift. So yes, that statement seemed to hold true for Robin. She died as she lived, a giver, a planner, involved with each step, loving a laugh, and a squeeze. Generosity of spirit. I looked that up just to make sure I was putting it right, and this is what the definition was: to act with kindness, to be open and willing to share with others without any expectation of receiving something back in return. That's our Robin. When Robin would go out first in a card game, when Robin would go out first in a card game, she'd have that impish grin and wiggle her hands to signal all done. In my mind's eye, I envision her doing that now to us all. All done. And here's a blessing for Robin's journey, which of course is Robin approved. May your journey to the beyond be one of love, light, and wonder. May you be blessed by the welcome embrace and company of loved ones gone before you. May you feel overwhelming peace and a sense of renewal in the afterlife. May you look down and help us remember our love and precious bonds when we miss you the most. May we meet again when we come to dwell in the house of evermore, and until then, understand that memories of the joy of our time together is a room where we can find you until we are reunited. Blessed be.
Some of you know me, some of you don't. But I have known Robert since he came home from the maternity hospital. So there's probably nobody here who's known her longer than I have. This was in Panamahoe, where Reg had a farm about 2 miles away from our property. And it was on a branch of the Manukau Harbour. In those days, you could go floundering, you could catch sprats. It was a nice, clean place. I might be repeating myself a wee bit. Don't you smile, because you're coming up. When Robert was about 7, I happened to be around for the breeding technician back in 1957. And I was staying with her father and mother on the farm, helping to milk the cows and doing my job as a technician during milking. And I was about 4 miles from our local primary school, and Robert didn't like going on the bus if she could come with me. So I said, that's all right. And one morning at breakfast, she did something that I thought, well, I think you need a bit of a straighten up here, girl. I said, you're not coming with me today. Oh, why am I coming with you? Well, her mother came to the rescue and she said, what's the problem, Alec? I said, she is not coming with me because she back-talked me. And her mother said, Robert, Alec's right. You're not going with him today. So that was my first victory over Robin. And a year or two later, I went overseas for a couple of years and worked for the Milk Marketing Board in England. And when I came back, Reg had shifted, I think it was that time, he had shifted up to Carmo. He had a lot of trouble with asthma. And I think Robert inherited a bit of that from Eddie of your life, didn't she, Bill? And Reg was working for the then Bower Affairs Department. And he asked me if I'd like to have a job working for them on a farm at Kawakawa as a shareholder manager with sheep and cattle. So I got to know Robert again in her very early teenage years. And the story about her horse is worth elaborating on. I can remember this as clear as anything, so can my wife. Reg tooted off down the road with this horse behind her, and Robert objecting. We're about 4 miles from home. That's when Reg and horse parted company. And Robert came back. And at the end of our road, which is about 3.5 miles long, there's a cream stand. In those days, that was a common thing out in the country area where we were. And the only place Robert could find for shelter was in this cream stand. So the next thing we had to ring for Reg. He was very worried. He wanted to know where Robert was. So we had to go out looking. And luckily we found her in this cream stand. So we took her home for the night, and Reg was most happy that we had rescued her. Well, she was always good with horses, so I won't elaborate on that. I like my horses just to be the stock work with, but run as a show pony. So Robert went to Carmo High School, as did Bill, and when you've got a, how do I put it? When you've got a bull bell and a heifer bull, and the hormones start to work, then things happen. So there's a happy get together there, and as a result, Donald Robert had a lovely life, and we got to know them even better. And I enjoyed Robert and Bill's company thoroughly. So that's about all the story I can tell you at the moment. But having known Robert from that age right through to the finish, it was a real privilege and a lot of fun.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak now? There's plenty of time if there is other stories to be told here. So please feel free if you would like to claim some time and speak.
I haven't much to say, but I am Robin's sister-in-law and Kevin, my husband, is Bill's brother. I just want to say I agree with what everybody else has said, and thank you, Robin, and to bring condolences from our oldest boy who couldn't make it. He wanted to be remembered. Thank you.
So I know sometimes it seems challenging to stand up in these settings, but you do have the opportunity to just stay where you are and speak. So I'm just going to keep encouraging you to claim the space and the time now if you'd like to.
I want to know this bath and the gin story. I don't think I'm ever going to be told.
Just, you really could have just told it. That, just, and very young, and some very young neighbors.
Yeah, hello there. Floyd Dickey's my name. I've been a lifelong friend of Bill and Robin. Well, we got into some trouble at times. I've got an interest in horses, a bit like Robin did, and I used to get work over these ponies. And she told me they weren't ponies. She said, you can't ride the damn things, what's the use of them? When my late wife and Robin were particularly close, it goes back to my Shane and the Bill Shane with rugby teams down this big. Without the Bill one day on the farm, and Bill was milking, so I went over and gave him a hand. And within about an hour later, Robin and I was 8 by acre arrived on the scene, and they attacked the sherry bottles from there up. How they walked across that road, I never know. I always sort of gave Robin a bit of a pride about this sherry. And that was my wife, my late wife, and Robin were great friends. And life goes on. My wife died 8 years ago, and that was it. That Bill said to me today, it happens, and that's the things. And good luck, Bills. I know it's like, believe me. Thanks.
So, and we always know at times like this that there's many, many other stories that could be told. This room is full of stories, and every single one of you has something that you would like to say, either to Robin or about Robin, or to Bill or for Bill or for the family. So whilst we also understand that this is not always the place where you want to do that for all sorts of reasons, If you're gonna go out and join the family at Smith and Local, maybe you'll find an opportunity to tell another story to somebody there where it feels a little more comfortable, a little more relaxed for you. So keep telling those stories to each other, keep speaking Robin's name. That's how we will keep her alive in your hearts. So I'm just gonna check one more time. Anyone who would like to say something else here now? So,
I'm just gonna look up there so I don't cry. I just want to give a massive shout out to Mum's Nursery. Marie was with Mum for about a month before Mum died. And she was just an angel sent from heaven. There's no way that we could have managed on our own. And as Shane quite rightly says, if it wasn't for Marie and we had to do it, there would have been big bell arguments even there. Mum wouldn't have trusted us one iota with the morphine pump. And then I just wanted to reiterate going to Smith and Local at the end of this. And there was something else that's going to start, I can't remember. No?
It's gone.
Eh? Go
I
on.
think it's gone.
Go on. And goodbye, Mum.
so you can't help but notice, can you? The humour, the laughter and those stories that bind and connect you, that you all recognise, that you all remember about Bill and Robin. And at the same time, that depth of grief, that overwhelming emotion that is washing around you at the moment, as you're forced to say farewell to the physical presence of Robin in your lives. I don't need to say it because everybody knows it's no easy path, it's no easy challenge. Something in me says ask one more time. Anyone else want to say anything?
I'd just like to say, Robin used to follow me on Facebook a lot, Robin and Bill. And quite recently, I got this message on Facebook from Robin, and she said, "Ruby, you must come and visit." And I haven't seen her for quite a few years. And circumstances didn't get me there as fast as I'd like. But I'm so glad that I visited a couple of weeks ago. To say bye.
Judy, what a never heard to be so quiet.
But I have to say, we were very thankful for you coming out, because you lightened the whole room up, telling us stories. But I think the best one I saw when we saw Robin on Thursday was a woman lying there, unable to do much at all except write this odd word, looked at Bill and said, "Bill, the clothes are dirty, go and change your sheet." This is a woman who's got double vision from all the things going on the side of her head, and she's still worried about God. So please, if you see Bill in a dirty shirt, please take him up and put him over the wash for Robin. He will definitely remember. You know, we're all going to miss Robin. She's been such a lot of fun. We've had an absolute crack up with her. So it's going to be a bit sad, but we've still got Bill. And he's just as bad. I mean, I heard when they brought the beach bench section out of the rafter, and they invited us out for dinner, fish and chips or something like it was. We got out there, and I was blowing the hell of a girl from the beach, straight in the front door, and Rob said, "Bill, shut that